Our next two guests have entertained basketball fans around the world. They're members of an elite group of athletes known for spectacular passing and brilliant ball handling. For nearly a century, the Harlem Globetrotters have brought goodwill and good skills to arenas around the globe, performing some 200,000 exhibition games in 120 countries. In 2011, the team opened a satellite office in Beijing, and they plan to increase their presence and imprint in China. But there's more to the Globetrotters than just the game. The team's Smile Patrol visits 200 hospitals annually, managed to lift the spirits of patients and families alike. You may know them for buckets and ball handling, but they are also just as impressive when it comes to taking on bullying. The team is involved with an in-school education program called the ABCs of Bullying Prevention. Here to tell us more about the team's work both on and off the court are Scooter Christensen and Cheese Chisholm. And we want to welcome both of you to Full Frame. And Cheese, I hate to break it to you, you are not the big cheese today because Yao Ming was here. Oh. And although I'm sure your skills measure up, you don't measure up.
Yeah, he's a tall fella.
He's a big guy, isn't he?
You're sitting there talking to him like this the whole time.
Well, I just got through interviewing him, my neck's hurting, but this is fantastic having both of you on. Looking at Yao Ming, though, I'm sure both of you grew up with that dream. I'm going to make it to the NBA. So talk to me about the Harlem Globetrotters, because it's you know, you've got the same skill sets that you see in the NBA. In fact, in many respects, even more so. What's it like playing for this team? And I'll start with you first.
It's an honor, first and foremost. The guys that paved the way for me and Scooter to be here today, like Meadowlark Lemon, Wilt Chamberlain, Marcus Haynes, Curly Neal. It's the essence of our history that made me and makes me want to stay a Harlem Globetrotter. And also just the off-the-court stuff we do, visiting children's hospitals around the world, visiting so many schools around the world. And when you come to a Harlem Globetrotter game, you can be 8 to 80 years old and leave with the same experience, leave with a smile on your face. And we're probably the only professional team that signs autographs at the end of each game. You know, so you can come down, meet your favorite Globetrotter, get a Cheese autograph, get a Scooter autograph, you know, and go home with a great memory.
Scooter, what was it like? I mean, I imagine you have to audition, you have to go through some process to get on the Globetrotters. What was that moment like when they said you're in?
I tell you what, I remember my first year. You know, I got there and, you know, I could handle the ball pretty well, but when they broke off to the veterans, and they started doing some of the tricks, I said, there's no way in heck I could do those tricks. But I had good veterans ahead of me that showed me the ins and outs of how to do the tricks and stuff. And I just stuck with it. You know, it's one of those things that kind of captures you. And you feel that excitement, but you also see the excitement that you give to the fans, to our fans. And it's a lovely thing.
I don't know of anybody who hasn't gone to one of the games. I mean, I took my kids and loved every minute of it. Yeah. And I'm sure you must have gone as fans of the game before becoming players. I mean, what's that transition like to be in the stands and now out on the court? And what is the secret? Because most things go away over a length of time. You guys are still going strong.
I would say it's surreal to be able to watch the game or watch an idol from the outside, but being in their shoes is totally different, to know what they had to go through. Now I feel like I know what they went through. I'm having to play games and going through the schedule. And also being able to be a great entertainer, a great basketball player, and a great person all in one. And that's what makes a great that's what makes a great Globetrotter.
Yeah. I think it's just, we all have like the same goal. We all play competitive ball, you know, but we also have that attitude to where it's like, okay, it's not the Globetrotter, being a Globetrotter is not all about the tricks. Right. It's about how your attitude is, because I can come out here and do some of the amazing tricks that you've never seen before, but if my attitude is not good, then you're not a Globetrotter. Because when people think of Globetrotter, they immediately start smiling. They hear that sweet Georgia Brown song comes on.
Look at you smiling right now.
You're smiling right now, right?
Do the song for me. Come on, do the song.
Look, he's going already.
Everybody knows that song. Right. I mean, it's universal.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Talk to me about the universality of all of this, because you don't just play here in the United States. You're in other countries. How do you communicate? I mean, on the court, you have your own poetry and language, but off the court, you've got to kind of make your way around and stuff. Yeah. What are some of the challenges that you've experienced?
Well, like basketball in general is a nonverbal sport. You could go to a basketball game and no one has to talk and you know what's going on, especially if you know the game. So when we're playing in China, we have Chinese MCs, we have Chinese interpreters. We have Chinese mascots. I have a Globe mascot. Some of our teammates speak Mandarin, like ni hao.
Very good.
Right? But the experience is like no other because the Chinese fans, they love the game of basketball. And what makes us so special as Globetrotters is that we're great entertainers, that a lot of our antics, a lot of our showmanship are nonverbal, so we could be funny with the historic water bucket and confetti ream.
Right.
You could be from any country and understand what's going on with that. So that's what makes us so unique.
And Scooter, one of the things that's really interesting is if you played in the NBA, you travel around the United States, but you've got much more of a worldview when you do what you do because you're everywhere, right? I mean, how has that changed how you view the world? I mean, has it made it smaller for you?
No, it's definitely made it bigger because, you know, playing in the States, you know, you get used to that. You know, we've been playing in the States since we were 5 years old, and you know, high school, going to college, you know, and then with the Globetrotters, and all of a sudden, as soon as you hit the Globetrotters, then you're expanding, going to Italy, France, Spain, Brazil, and you're starting to see the different ethnic groups of people and how they live. It's like, God, we're the same, but we're different. But it's a beautiful thing to see because you get the chance to experience new ethnic groups of people. But it's all one common goal. Like you said, laughter and smiling is a universal language, and we get that message across every single time we step on the floor.
Stepping on the floor, but you, I think, she's talked about stepping into those hospitals and bringing a smile to faces there. Talk to me about this work off the court, because I'm sure that fuels you as well, and it's got to be an exciting feature of what you do.
Yes, I love it. I can give you an example. I think I was in Omaha, Nebraska. I went to a hospital. It was for kids with cancer of that nature. And basically, I went to the room and spinning the ball on my finger, being cheese, brightening the room up. The kid smiled, the kid laughed. After I left the room, his dad came running out crying, saying, hey, that's the first time my kid smiled in weeks. You know, so things like that definitely makes me want to be a Globetrotter, and it humbles me.
Bullying. You guys have been very big in taking this on. It's a huge problem. How do you get out into the schools and talk to these kids, and what kind of an impact do you think you have there?
I think we have a big impact. As you know, as we all know, that bullying is a big problem, not just in the United States, probably in the world, in schools. And we have a program called ABCs of Bullying Prevention. The A stands for action, so we tell kids to take action by telling a teacher, principal, or parent. And the B stands for bravery, telling kids to be brave enough to walk away from bullies and be brave enough not to engage in social media bullying also, you know? And the C stands for compassion, basically to care for others. So when we bring this program to the school, it's about 45 minutes, and we have a basketball, so we're Globetrotters, so it's fun and an important message at the same time. So our job is to balance it. What I usually do, I go into this, I get an announcement from the principal. Oh my gosh, she's Shizm. I run out, spin the ball on my finger. The kids go crazy, like 500 kids in the auditorium. I run down the aisle, spinning the ball. I do my tricks. I use that to engage them, you know. After that, I hit them with the important message. And then after that, I ask them questions about what I talked about, and whoever answers the question gets to come up. I pick 5 kids, and when they come up, I do a magic circle with them. A magic circle is what we do before every game. So each kid has to do their own trick. I teach them a trick. And so it's fun and an important message all in one.
I think it's also fun because they also get the chance to hear the Sweet Georgia Brown song, because we'll bring like the Sweet Georgia Brown song to the school, and they hear it and they go, oh man, I remember going to the game and they played it, and so they actually get to experience that for themselves too as well.
You know, I was at an event a couple years ago in Washington, D.C., and a couple of your colleagues were there and came out and did, you know, they're like you, great showmen. The fans went crazy, but it was largely a large group of kids. And one of the guys kind of told about his childhood and some of the things that he went through and stuff, and really opened up to these kids. And the thing that really struck me was what a magnet, this is a magnet, but what a magnet that is to kind of share your story and get these, I mean, these kids were going up and talking to him, wanted pictures, kind of opened up as well. Do you ever share kind of things that have happened in your life? I mean, I think in this example, he talked about bullying and what he went through as a young kid growing up. How much of a connection is that when you do that?
I think that's huge. I always tell the kids, you know, that I was bullied as a kid, and they get this confused look on their face, like, you? I'm like, Of course. I said, bullying is not just for kids, but it happens to adults as well. And one good message I always tell them is that I said, I had this one kid that used to bully me all the time. And I talked to my mom and dad about it. And they told me to walk away, and I did. I said, but they also told me to smile. And the kids get this confused look like, what do you mean? So you being nice to somebody that's being mean to you? I said, no, I'm just smiling at them, which confuses the bully. He don't know what to do. So sometimes some kids don't know how to express or what to do. I said, hey, all you gotta do is just smile. And then the bully would get a confused look on his face. And then all you do is just walk towards a teacher, a principal, or an adult, and then they know how to handle the situation. So if you don't know what to do, just smile at the person, because it's gonna give that person like, goodness, what was that all about? Yeah. And they really take to that advice.
The one thing that I think all of my teammates have, and they know how important they are as a role model. We know that we're role models. So, and we also know that kids may not listen to their parents, they might not listen to their teachers, they might not listen to their principals, or whoever their authoritative figure might be in their life. But if they see their idol or see somebody that's appealing, such as a globetrotter, personally, I like to try my best to embed certain things to them, like staying in school, following their dreams. Anything is possible. When it comes to bullying, stay away from it. You shouldn't bully somebody, because the words that we say to them, those words are probably worth 1,000,000 times more than what somebody else might tell them. So I think my teammates really take pride in that.
Let's, because we're going to run out of time, I do want to talk a little bit about the SPIN program. That's new, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, it's SPIN. It's an acronym, which means some playtime is necessary. And all we do is we get the kids just to stay active for about an hour, hour and a half a day. And you can bring your friends along, or your parents, get your parents involved. And all it is, we can tell kids you can be active by doing jumping jacks. You can be active by playing dodgeball. Kids love playing dodgeball. Just staying active, and that's all we try to do is kind of show them. And actually, we take them through a drill sometimes, doing some basketball drills, some defensive drills, some shooting drills, and we actually did that. We had a couple of basketball clinics in China where we had well over 30,000 kids that we were doing this for, and they just loved it. They ate it up. So they didn't know that they were working out. But they really were, but they also were having fun at the same time.
You guys tricked them.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, because I know you're heading to Bridgeport, Connecticut, right? And you're heading off to Japan. How many teams do we have? We've got, what, 3, 4? You've got them all over the place, right? I mean, there's not just one. Am I letting into this?
No. That's a great question. We have 30 players, and what our organization does is split us up accordingly to wherever we need to accommodate a certain area or a certain fan group. So like me, I'm going, at the day after Thanksgiving, I'll be going to Japan on a military tour. And while 10 players are there, we have 10 players.
Yeah, going to the Bridgeport, Connecticut, doing an ESPN game on TV. So we're everywhere, man. I mean, we like to, it's one big team,
Right. Everywhere. Is there one place you haven't been to yet that you'd love to go to? Do you think about that?
I haven't played in Australia yet. I'm hoping I get a chance to do that. I haven't played in Russia, but I feel like I've been everywhere else. This is my 10th year, so I've been to well over like 75 different countries.
Right.
Cheese, how about you?
I've been over 25 countries. I had never been to South America, but my favorite cities are probably Milan, Italy, London, playing in Wembley Arena, playing in Paris in front of 20,000 fans, and also playing in China. I love China.
How about you, Scooter? What was your favorite place?
Goodness. Jerusalem was good for me. Actually, I had the opportunity playing in Baghdad for the troops as well. And I actually had the opportunity to play on the aircraft carrier where F-16s were coming down on a moving ship. So I'm actually bringing the ball across the ship, and I look left, all I see is water and sky. And I told the guys, we can't miss, that ball's going in the ocean,
Be a good trick if you can throw it around the jet.
Right.
Can you guys teach me a trick before we go to the break?
Of course.
All right.
Of course. I got you. All right. Hold your finger just like that. Hold it tight. Hold it tight.
Hold it strong.
Yeah, 3, 2. Woo!
How long can I keep that up there?
You got it? I got you.
Whoa, not too long. When we come back, we're going to find out why it is basketball is such a global phenomenon. We'll talk to the expert next.